Hey, what's up, guys? This week we're talking about prayer, and prayer is something that I'm very passionate about, but it's also something that I'm not necessarily good at. Uh, Maybe you've come to Watershed and you've heard me talk about prayers, you've heard me talk about bold prayers, praying boldly, how I believe this truth that God honors bold prayers because bold prayers honor God. And I still stand by that. I believe that. I believe we should pray boldly. It's why we do things like the 610. We pray boldly for God to do an incredible work at a school and do a work that only He can do. But I think oftentimes we miss this beautiful truth about prayer. And it's not just that God hears us. It's not just that God answers us, but it's this truth that when we pray, we simply get to be with God. And that's not to say that God is not with you when you're not praying. He is. If you're a believer, the Spirit lives in you. He resides in you. God is with you. But I think there's something different when we pray. I think about it this way. I've been married to my wife for just over 11 years. And if her and I are together, we're in the same room, but I'm looking at my phone, I'm looking down at my phone, she's looking down at her phone, are we really spending quality time together? Am I really enjoying her presence at the time? No, I'm not. I'm not paying attention to her. Yes, she's there. She's with me, but I'm not getting the most out of my time with her. And I believe it's the same with our relationship with God. Yes, God is with us every day from the second you wake up, from the time that you walk into your first period class. But I think there's something special when we pray. Because when we are praying, when we go to God with anything and everything that we're dealing with, we just know and rest in this truth that He is with us. We engage with Him in a special and unique and powerful way, not simply because He answers us, but because He is with us. And we, in turn, get to be with God. I love, if you read the Gospels, you'll read different moments when Jesus gets away. But I love, in particular, Luke 5:16. Here's what's happened is Jesus had just healed a man with leprosy. He was in one of the towns. It says that a man came along who was covered with leprosy, and he sees Jesus and he falls on his face to the ground, begs him, Lord, if you will, you can make me clean. And this is that moment where Jesus reaches out with his hand, where he touches the man. He says, I am willing. Some translation shows that says that Jesus shows compassion on the man. And so then Jesus heals him. He touches him. He heals him. The leprosy is gone. The man goes, shows himself to the priest, and offers the sacrifices that Moses commands. And he actually tells the man to be quiet. I'm not going to go into details of why he might do that. But I love this truth, because this is what happens after he heals the man with leprosy. This is what happens after news spreads about Jesus and how He is a man whom God is working through, whom is healing, who speaks with a different authority. This is after Jesus healed many sick people. It says this in Luke 5:16. But Jesus often withdrew to lonely places and prayed. You see, I think He often withdrew to lonely places and prayed because He needed to be with God. So here's my question. Here's my challenge to you today, tomorrow, is what does that time look like? What does being with God look like to you today? Let me encourage you that as you look to spend time with God, get away to a lonely place. Is that a corner in your bedroom? Is that a hammock in your back porch? Is that going for a hike? Whatever that is to you, go to a lonely place and pray. Just you and God. Quality time with you and the Father. So go and be with Him. And while you're with Him, pray those bold prayers so that you might see how God does what only He can do. Love y'all.